combo breaker as well. I actually really like Clockwork versus Magnus because you actually get inside of the skewer. You can drag yourself also with it to interrupt the combos, and exactly, you can just like hook shot and interrupt if they do go for some type of big wombo combo play. I'm big fan of Clockwork right now. And you have AA, so double kind of mini global with Rocket and with AA Blast.
Loads evasion.
Question for Brame now is, what is going to be the... Okay, they go for Grimstroke, keeping open their last pick carry. Which is interesting because you already see the carry matchup, so you can pick a decent carry for carry matchup, but they are just fully trying to get the perfect lane to enable him. With this type of lineup, it is a 4 protect 1 style, which is you need to make sure you have the perfect pick. Uncounted as well would be ideal.
I am a little bit sad that there won't be a Tiny 4 and an Enchantress 5 and then they pick something else instead.
I don't know how I feel about
this.
this.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about Grim. We got even more global coming out now. We got a Zeus high burst as well. Enchantress probably won't look as tanky, but how do you feel about Grim? I actually like Grim when you can actually utilize the shard at its maximum for the dispel and for the heals. You're playing into AA. I feel like that's just it. Kind of removes the concept as, you know, that Grim does get super strong a lot.
I still think the fundamentals of Grim, the skirmishing ability, the need to just to go, is insane. Like, when you pair that with, like, how many times have you seen Tiny Grim paired together with like,
that's true. That is very true, yeah. The combo play is really nice.
Yeah. And, like, OG doesn't really have saves in their lineup, so if they are able to locate that single core with that combo, they will be dying. And OG, they pick up a Zeus to try and play behind the front line of Clock Sven. Zeus has a terrible win rate in DPC. I remember like Knoxville did a tweet about, I think it was like 0-11 or something. In European upper division, it's 0-2. Like, it's not had a great showing. But in this type of game where Brame basically has 4 heroes enabling 1, this is where Zeus can thrive because the lack of tower damage, and then the fact it's only 1 core you have to really worry about. Zeus can play really well around that. So. He can die. Is a good pick. He can die a lot.
He can get dove, like Tiny plus like an Enchantress creep swinging around early game into the mid lane. Plus
Clock has to be really well positioned to enable this.
Like, a lot of damage though. Ice Vortex plus Zeus, lots of global.
Like early game, it's Clock's job to move to mid when Enchi's coming in.
Yes.
And then in the mid to late game, it's Sven's job to initiate so that they're reacting to that, not going on the Zeus. But Brame, they have the tools to deal with this greediness of OG because a quick end rotation to mid with a Tiny kills Zeus, then you take over the jungle, early tower pressure event, like that can come into play. But again, it's very early game centric from Brame, but it is their kind of bread and butter of the DPC so far.
I mean, this Clockwork looks king right now. This Clock looks like he's going to boss the game around. Protect those ancient stacks, protect the triangle, which is going to be his biggest job, at least in the early game. Yeah, I really like this Clock pick. Both of the supports can just die instantly inside of these fights, especially the Grim.
Is there any carry that you'd like to see on the side of Brame that is still in the pool? Because obviously OG has been focusing on a lot.
They banned like everything.
Yeah.
They're just trying to set up the Sven to be that ultimate carry.
I guess we still have Wraith King in the pool. Ursa, that, I mean, I don't really like. I don't think it has had the greatest success, but it's still in.
I think Troll would be pretty good here.
Yeah, Troll's still in too.
That hero's been kind of just gone, I feel like.
Yeah, again, it's so easily kited though as well, like the Clockwork with the cogs, and then you have some Zeus who's always going to play it back. I'm just trying to think of like the carry matchups.
Just not a lot of options.
Yeah, there really isn't. And then maybe you would argue, don't go for the Empower, but go for the win condition like a Medusa, but Zeus counters Medusa because she stands still. And then they go for a filthy little Venom monster.
The thing is, like, you kind of have to pick a melee carry. You have Grimstroke and Magnus, so now a Venom pick kind of breaks like, anyone that you do want to go for as this
range cores are kind of countered by the Zeus, and then the melee cores are countered by the Venom. So yeah, this final, like, 1v9 type hero that Brame has to pick is... Like, maybe, can you just go like Spectre, just go Ultra Greed, play for late game? But then, like,
I think you're just gonna get run over. The Sven's just gonna be way too big for you to do.
That's true.
I actually don't know. This is a pretty disgusting lineup from OG. We got Ice Vortex, we got Poison Over, we got Plague Wards, Rockets. Like, this is a tough one here for Brame.
If they can, like, if Brame ignores the Venom lane and then can make plays away from that, then I can see that lineup being really good for that early game. But okay, they go for a Lifestealer. A hero that, of course, buys Armament, Halberd, AC, naturally can deal with the physical damage of Sven, has the Rage to deal with the Zeus, but I'm just a little bit scared of that kiting coming out. Like, you have Clockwork to play into Lifestealer, slows, yeah.
How do you get into backline is my big thing. Like, looking at Brame, they want to try to be able to pierce through the Sven and the Clockwork in mid-game, right? To get on top of this Vano, Zeus, and AA. but you have to go Blink Daggers, and that's why they have a Veno and a Zeus to cancel the Blink Daggers to get into backline. It feels like a tough game for me for Brame.
Yeah, but I have seen these games before where Brame, they like have such a strong early game that then it doesn't matter about these things because they've already broken down the construct of like a slow kind of, because OG, their game is all about positioning, waiting for Sven to come online, and then they ramp up their pressure themselves. They're not the ones making early plays. So yeah, I can see Brame how they will be able to win this game in the early pressure, but I just love the idea of Zeus Veno. Just stall out the game. It's the best of one. You're gonna have points of aggression at early game and then ultra late game. So,
ooh, do want to give another PSA? We were full of them today.
Wait, where'd he go? Wait,
what? Who?
Wait.
Where did who go? Where did he go?
I don't know.
There was never anybody here.
We got a Ricky in it.
No, there was never anybody there.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. We've been doing this with the two of us all day. What? T. My PSA, by the way, was in-game. If you're watching in-game and when you're watching the game in a second, you will notice that there are 2 of the boxes that will be ticked with yellow with the best of 3 thing rather than with the best of 1. These are best of 1s, but due to a bug, we will show them as if it's best of 3 rather, in-game. You know what I mean. It's best of 1s, but you're gonna be bamboozled by the Dota.
Literally no one in Twitch chat ever reads the tickers on the screen. You know?
I know that's not true.
It will literally be like 1-0 and they'll be like,
you know that
what's the score, guys? Who's winning the
one
first game?
Person will notice and then will spam it and then everybody will know. But
true.
now you all know. Anyway, let's find out what's gonna happen in this first best of 1. We're heading over to DPixel and Fog.
Thank you very much, Sheev. Yes, game 1 of the best of 1 between OG and Brame. Fog, we've already had some of your opinions, but getting into this, again, sort of reiterate, you just feel that this is going to be rather a tough one from Brame. You like this whole AA, Veno, Zeus that the OG's bringing out here.
It's dirty. It is very dirty versus what they're playing against, right? Like Magnus, we've seen these Magnuses not really relying so much on Blink early. I've seen mostly like the Hood and the Mech kind of build early on, but eventually you want to have that Blink for these initiations. OG is the breaker of initiations with this Veno and Zeus and even the Clockwork. Yeah, it feels difficult, but I feel like Brame, if they can play super aggressive, get themselves off to a good start, they can actually get some invasions off, then perhaps they have a shot, but definitely looks difficult. I'm going to be pretty much just staring at Stominen, watching what movements he makes on the Enchantress early, looking how much he can punish the Zeus in the mid lane, and if he's able to actually get some blocking off, because I think they're going to have to probably ward out some of these stacks.
Yeah. And, for OG as well, obviously, to mention once again, playing with the standard, playing with Madara. On the Sven, a pretty good hero to just put Madara on and trust that he's going to have a good time, right? He should be able to fit in quite comfortably here.
No, I agree. And, we did see that lane go to Devastation last time they did play it, the Sven and the AA, but they were playing versus a very tough matchup of the Brood plus the Snapfire. This one still doesn't look super easy, but if they're in sync, those double stuns can be very effective. Enchantress, though, like I said, Enchantress is going to be the one to watch in the early game from the side of Brame.
Looking at some of these other lanes to the mid lane. Wish on the Tiny against Tops and Zeus. I mean, we're not seeing a huge amount of Zeus. Is Zeus able to sort of spam a Tiny out of the lane, or is Wish going to farm okay?
He's just going to, yeah, either both. I think this is just, that's a boring lane. That's just the farm one. Unless we get some, like, crazy toss back or something from Wish. I don't see anybody really getting too punished in here, so they should just be able to farm. Bottom, I think, is the fun one. Clockwork is always going to be chasing out Grimstroke. Lifestealer is going to be trying to walk up to a Veno and getting poked. So I feel like OG, they have a bit of an advantage down here. While top is also another battle lane.
Already, Stominen getting a little low there. But, just trying his best to sort of go on to no tail.
Yep, and we check the camps. Sentry is blocking the hard camp. Small camp is available if the Enchantress is looking to be able to get that one. Yeah, on the other side, we also do see the double block camps. But the small camp on this side is not blocked, and there is a really good creep there. This Harpy Stormcrafter, if Stominen does get enchant at level 2, he can get that one in. Very obnoxious creep, especially versus something like an AA.
Yeah, I mean, down bottom, as a lifestealer, are you just going to be able to farm totally fine against the pressure of a Veno? Like, is the lifesteal, the rage eventually going to be enough, or do you still imagine that Seb's going to be able to come out on top of this?
As the levels progress, it gets worse and worse for the Lifestealer. The first few levels you can still sustain, but it starts to just build up where he's just poking you and poking you and poking you, and you start running out of this regen. Holding the wave outside, he's already got the Gale, so he's going to be ready to start that harassment as focus. We know he doesn't have rage.
I guess, yeah, Spartan's going to have to be careful with his position for sure. As if they do get a Gale connection onto the Grimstroke, definite kill potential there for Saxa to run him down.
Yeah, Saxa gets the rocket right away, so securing range creeps one of the more important things down here, as Veno can struggle with that a little bit.
That's true, yeah, no sort of hard-hitting nuke themselves to secure those important creeps.
And Spartan, he will check over, he'll see that his pull camp is blocked. Does he have a sentry coming? He does, and he's got the mango, so should be able to deward it, should be able to have it available for the next time. As we said, these levels, once it builds up, like level 3 on Clockwork, level 3 on Veno, that's when this lane becomes quite difficult for the two. Top lane, we see the Sven, goes for an early bracer. He's struggling a little bit. They already do have the hard camp open, as we saw the Enchantress able to get the Wild Wing. And now also able to get a Centaur, so Enchantress always one of the better heroes to slow down a strong lane.
Yeah, I mean, in this sort of game, Stamanen, can he try and make some sort of move pretty early on towards this mid lane to set up onto the Zeus?
I think so. I absolutely think he can. If he finds himself some good creeps, I think he can actually look to make an early rotation. Wish gets aggro onto Thompson, but Thompson will be okay. He's coming out a bit ahead as this tiny in mid.
Yeah, looking at the side lanes, Skylark kind of struggling the most, but at the same time, I'm going to try and have a bit of a go onto it, but yeah, he's fine.
Yeah,
he's got skewer if necessary, so very hard. Really for those two to go on now that the Magnus is as tanky as he is on these early levels. He'll always be able to get out unless he makes a huge mistake.
Yeah, that's just. I'm just watching what this Enchantress is going to be doing. Right now, it's just farm. Stominen's trying to maximize, getting his own XP in the lane. Maybe wants to get the level 2 enchant before he looks to make a move, so he's got that long creep duration. Top though.
There we go. Actually, well, I didn't think he would die, but
away.
Yeah, he comes back in, and the skewer right way is not going to save him.
Spicy.
First blood.
And he tips him, his former teammate.
Yeah. Is going to be very, very happy with that, as in this lane already is far not being slowed down too much. We'll see over towards the river. They're going to try and run down Thompson. There, but the Inkswell's done. Wish has got the toss. Thompson will be able to take him out here. Nice move from Spartan to come in and join forces to get that kill done.
And he can take away the small camp as well. Nice move from our boy Spartan, making an early move. And we do see, up top, we actually see a lot of sentries coming out. We'll talk about that in a little bit as another skewer. We'll catch No Tail. Do they have the creep in time?
Trying to get it in. As
the
damage from the Impetus might be up. Oh, Hoostop's not going to be on target.
Quick
No
salve.
Tail. He's salving up. They will be able to cancel the salve. They won't kill him, but definitely putting No Tail in a
Here
bit
comes
of a
Saxa.
tough position. See if they can set up again. The stun's back up here from Madara. They'll try and skewer Saxa underneath the tower. Saxa wanting to go in on this. Now he's taking it. Gets dragged back by the shockwave. Oh, he really wanted to kill Skylark there, but not enough damage as Brame are able to turn and take down the clock.
Ooh, No Tail might die as well.
He's got the slow.
He's got the stun.
He's got this as well.
Doesn't even
I mean,
need it.
here we have it. The Manon definitely fighting back and showing the strength here of the Enchantress on these early levels. It's just very hard to get in aggressive. You know, they don't kill the Magnus, and then Stamanen, he's just able to turn and chase you down.
Yeah, as we said, this is going to be the guy to watch early game. Didn't expect the Spartan rotation on mid, which was very clean, but yeah, the Enchantress so far having a great start. Has the medallion already finished up super early on, so that pressure in lane will continue. And we're seeing what ends up happening. You know, the Veno starts to get these levels. We've got the 2 points in wards plus 2 points in poison sting. Now Focus's life is starting to become a bit miserable.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's going to be very careful when he sort of attends to the lane. He's in a good position for him though, nice and close to the tower here, Focus. So for now, he'll continue to be able to farm this area nice and safely.
And eyes on Stomanen will be able to find a D ward. No Tail tries to go for a courier bounce back. No Tail might have to be careful himself.
Stamanen's going to do a lot of damage. I don't think you don't win this trade as the AA.
You're just dead.
Stamanen, yeah, he's getting some beautiful action here. This sort of whole jungle now seems to be kind of a spooky place for OG to attend to. Stamanen's making the moves around that he's going to start killing people. Bottom lane, Seb. Let's try and start to turn, but Focus has got the rage. Focus, he's just ready to go back in onto Seb. Seb will be protected with that raindrop, saving him from a good bit of the damage from the stroke. So Seb will be fine.
Mid lane. They don't have a combo right now. 5 seconds on Avalanche. They're gonna glyph the wave.
Thompson, who's off the mark there from the Sensor. See if they can still do anything here with Madara coming in with the backup. OG, they're gonna look to try and turn. They're trying to chase down Wish.
Oh,
They actually close in upon him, Wish.
Oh, the
He's
Zeus ult,
away.
it reveals
They
the
don't
ward.
find him.
They do get a lucky D ward though because of that Zeus ult that just was placed actually from Stominen.
I'll see Madara popping the God Strength. He's going to stick to the jungle now. And all in all, OG have managed to get themselves this 1k lead. Wish making the rounds here. Picks up a bounty rune. Now I'm going to try and chase him out. Same time down bottom. Seb on his own. Spartan and Focus are able to go for the kill. You see quick moves here. As Wish does manage to make it away. They don't quite have the catch yet, at least not until Sax is able to get a few more of those levels. So just level 3 here at the moment, so it's a bit of time.
It's really good aggressive moves coming out from Brame though. 6-1, but still OG somehow having the net worth advantage just from how good their lane setups actually were. Even though Thompson did die, he is a little bit more farmed at the moment than that Tiny, who spent a lot of time just running around. But that's what we're going to see from Wish. He can just continue to look to pressure around since he's got level 7 with the phase and the Windlace. Very fast, he can definitely punish these side lanes. And Seb does have to be a little careful of when he is alone down there, because that's when they can punish him, when Sox is not there to protect.
Ferris Trinket here for OG. Lovely find here, of course, with all the magical damage and that they're going to be kicking out.
Love that Wish. He's in.
He's found Thompson. Easy kill. Straight into the face of the Zeus. Thompson doesn't stand a chance against this combo.
And bottom, Seb is extremely far up. Saksa will spot them, but they have a
in
combo in a
trouble.
second.
Yeah, it's up in a second. Wish he's got the avalanche ready if he needs it. At the moment, he's just blocking Seb off. There it comes. Avalanche into the toss. It's a double kill for Wish as this Tiny making the rounds and OG just hemorrhaging lives here on the side lanes.
Level 8 already on Wish, and they're running into the
He's
triangle.
crushing it.
They're
Is it
stealing the
Saksa?
stacks. Saksa?
It's another one here. Wish.
He's just dead.
He picks it's a triple kill here. At 9 minutes in, Wish just crushing them.
And they see the stack. They're gonna start working on it slowly. They probably need like the Magnus in order to actually do so. But they at least are aware. And the invasion plays are ready from Brame. Looking hot and quickly. Even though it was 1k gold lead for OG, now it's 2k for them with these quick moves from Wish. And just securing runes is the important thing, as we saw that haste rune being put to work. Madara
Up top.
he'll strike back.
He gets himself a nice little solo action here.
Thompson.
As Thompson. And he's got Madara by his side, so Wish won't be able to push on further. I'll head back to the jungle, try and get that Blink Dagger done. Making good timing onto it here, 1200 gold in. He's top of the net worth here, Tiny.
Loving the moves. And continue to play around this mid. So we've got 10 seconds until the next power rune. Power rune's so important on a hero like Tiny, but Thompson steps up too far again.
I mean, Wish he's just able to walk in.
He's
That's
dead.
Thompson dead. Oh, Brame looking terrifying here with these early movements. They are rolling over OG when it comes to the kills.
And Notel, he actually has to go in to steal the rune to make sure that Wish doesn't get it, but he's gonna die for it.
Another kill. Wish mega kill streak. They got to stop this Tiny. They've got to be prepared for these movements because at the moment Wish he's just been able to just walk up and kill so many people.
He's level 9 already. He's the same level as the safe lane Sven, and his combo is going to be lethal versus these squishy heroes at the moment. Even the Clockwork looking quite squishy versus it because of how big this Tiny is. You know, like I said, Fairy Trinket, 300, 400 gold to the Blink Dagger already for Wish. This is an excellent start. Already having a hood, I believe, on Skylark up top too, so he's already preparing for that onslaught of magic damage that's going to be coming out from OG.
Yeah, lots of space for both carries.
Yes.
But yeah, Focus, for instance, down bottom. He's got the Javelin going for the Maelstrom into the Halberd. And getting all the space in the world, really. Seb's sort of left the lane as he's sort of looking to set up in other parts of the map. Doesn't feel that he can do too much, actually, in lane against the Lifestealer now.
Yeah, and Lifestealer, if he's on even footing as a Sven, he can actually stand toe-to-toe with the Sven. Sven usually works because you're ahead of the enemy carry because of your cleave function. So now he will start working on those Ancients, so he should have a little bit higher net worth in particular than that Lifestealer. So we'll be in a decent position after this.
Yeah, and we've seen Madara's approach here with the Sven. He's an Echo Saber kind of guy. He's not a Midas Sven. We're seeing a lot of Svens go for that Midas. Madara, he's going for the fighting.
I'm glad
straight
he did
Echo.
this game. They're already
You're
struggling
not a
in the
huge
early
fan of
game.
Midas.
I think if
Yeah.
you're having a fine game, if your lanes are going great, sure, you can go the Midas, you can get away with it. But if your team is struggling, you want to be able to do something. The toss?
I mean, Focus, he was just diving tier 2s here. He gets the kill.
That was too deep.
I mean, he does die for. He was running right up to the tier 2 here to get that kill on No Tail. I mean, he definitely should not have expected any chance of actually getting out of there. And of course, he doesn't. He dies for his attempt. He got the kill though, so I mean, he'll tell you it was worth.
Yeah, definitely not though. As the Sven now gets so much time to get like 20 extra seconds of farm to build the pressure, so a bit of a slip up there from Focus being over aggressive. Spartan.
Oh, Spartan! Oh!
Is he gonna tip him? He didn't tip him. Okay. Former teammates, of course. You know, we're gonna be watching out for those tips from both Skylark and from Spartan versus Madara.
Madara ready to push on to this tier 1 tower. Seems to be set up top. Both teams taking away the tier 1 towers. Skylark not able to quite find anybody hidden in the trees. So Focus, that'll be the Maelstrom done.
Okay.
Very fast hit, 12 minutes in, so his farm's really going to pick up. He's going to be able to keep up with Madara.
Kind of cool that he's going for that build when he has a Magnus on his team.
That's true, yeah. Oh, Wish, spot him!
Wish!
He's in with a combo!
Found him.
They got enough damage with the impetus. They will. Madara goes down. Thompson's going to come in and see if he can maybe take down Shamanan. But the jump for Wish again. He's in with a combo. He's just been able to blow up No Tail.
He's got an arcane rune
He just
on.
jumps into the face off the 3 of them. And there's nothing that OG can do about it. Thompson will manage to reach back in and blow up Spartan. But Seb's going to die for this. He'll get the ult off, but Wish, Skylark and Shamanan have the control and damage. As Brame, they just clean up yet again.
Another power rune for him. We saw the haste earlier get him a double kill. Now we see the arcane rune pretty much set up for a triple kill. Blink dagger and 1,000 gold. This is a massive tiny. Almost the same net worth as the Sven. This is pretty huge. And he's also got, we gotta say it, he's got Empower. So sure, not the best hero to get it, but if he's able to get to later stages, if he's able to get scaling items, this is quite scary for OG. 15 to 4 Owen.
Alright, they're getting so many kills around this tiny. You know, Wish is just, he's really on it this game.
And they're stacking. Look at this. They're getting the Ancient stacks and the hard camp stack. We see Spartan and Focus getting it prepared. Enabling the cores perfectly. Saksa so far, a completely quiet start, 0-3-0 on the clockwork, unable to find much of anything, unable to counter gank at all versus this super fast-paced tempo Brame is setting.
No, you see, they've made the game very, very tough for him.
Yep.
Especially considering, you know, we've seen some of the best performances on clock from Saksa in the past, and so far this game absolutely having a very tough time to get any sort of momentum. We'll find Shamanan here, and with the Ice Blast drop down, they'll be able to get the Enchantress. So Saksa finally able to get himself a little bit of action in this early game.
And now they're going to be able to shift toward the mid lane as well, get some nice D-wards. And they will be scouting. Rockets will be able to spot Spartan and Wish. They do have to be a little careful how they do set up for this next one. Skylark is under a ward. Got the hood.
They'll be fine, yeah. They'll let the tier 1 tower go. Wish.
Ooh, bit aggressive.
Jump forward. Well, now start to back out of there. They're going to have the TP coming in from Focus. So OG, they do have the full 5-mana round. They want to really keep fighting. Actually, Focus stopping his TP. Throw the Soulbind out here, Brame, just to keep OG at a distance. They don't want to get the fight going here. They just want to sort of push back OG. See Saksa. He's found Focus. Focus is...
Who found who?
I was going to say Focus. He was definitely going to be a little tempted to pop the rage and try and get the kill, but of course he's already chased down one support and had to pay the price for it. So probably just going to play a little safer when it comes to those sort of opportunities.
Very true. Oh, toilet at 15 minutes. Oh, look at
Toilet.
It's a stressful game, Owen.
It's
a
a
very
stressful
one.
is.
And they're off to a.
It
I
is.
mean, they are off to
Toilet
a
break.
great start, 15 to 5. As we see,
Yep.
net worth is of course just bouncing back and forth. It's only slightly ahead here for Brame. So far, some really good moves though. Wish, the absolute MVP right now. 7-0-2, some excellent aggressive play.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. When he has this Blink Echo and power, it's going to be so much damage. We'll see, of course, some of the moves he's been able to make this game. Just that's sort of the first 10 minutes of play, just already just rolling up and down the map.
And they set him
Getting
up
his
for
hands
this.
on his heroes.
Like, they set him up for this success, right? It's just Spartan with these quick early rotations like we saw in the beginning of the game. Setting him up to get all the power runes. Tiny is probably one of the best heroes in the game to utilize these power runes at the moment, from what I've seen. Like, anyone else, like I've seen like these Storm Spirits and stuff like that be excellent with it, but Tiny is a different monster. Like, Haste and Arcane runes,
yeah.
it's unbelievable what you can do with this. That's Wish. Yeah, killing it so far.
Yeah, I think definitely one of the heroes that's like, it doesn't matter what the rune is, right? DD, Haste, Arcane, they're all killer runes for Tiny.
Yeah.
Absolutely are.
Back in it now. Seb definitely needs to get some more scaling going on for this Venomancer, some more defensive items. We see he's got the hood, he's got his Force Staff now finished up, so that'll help a little bit. At least he can also protect his allies too, to get away from that big combo.
I mean, and what does he go for next? Is the Vessel still the way to go, though, even though you are playing against a Lifestealer?
I was checking around to see if they want to... Let's see. I think he might want to deviate just to go for something like Solar, but... Because they don't have any other amp up for the Sven right now. Like, I'm looking who else is going to build it. I really want to see what Solar press on them. Because they already have one.
Someone's going to want to.
Yeah, because the other side, Brame already has one. So you want to be able to have your Sven able to stand toe-to-toe versus Lifestealer. And right now, they're not really enabling him enough, in my opinion. I usually do love the Vessels on Veno, but yes, it's versus a Lifestealer, so it makes it a lot less effective. Still very good versus Tiny at all stages of the game, same thing versus Magnus, so it could still look for him going for it, but... We'll see. Madara?
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're getting some hits in onto the tier 2 tower. Well, we do see, but Echo Saber's done it on Wish, so... He is ready to pretty much jump and burst a larger amount of the heroes that are on OG's side. It's Tiny, very, very scary if he gets to jump off.
Focus is coming down here.
See what Wish is able to find. Wish, he's not going to be able to get the blink off. Ward's being dropped down as Seb. Stop him from getting the initiation.
Very annoying play by the Veno. That's why they picked it up versus this Magnus and Tiny, the Blink Daggers, as we mentioned earlier. Will be problematic, but he gets him. Skylark.
He's able to get him with the RP. That's Seb gone. He had enough of Seb dropping his Plague Wards. He wanted him gone, and he'll be able to do so. Just jumps in, no messing around, get rid of Seb, and then he knows that if Seb's not there doing what he's doing with the wards, then the rest of OG, as you were saying, they're not protected from these blinks. It immediately puts that whole push from OG to an end. They have to back off.
Blink reveal too. No hesitation either. He doesn't go for some type of like fancy just blink skewer. No, he just throws the RP. I like that he does that. With the pace of the game right now, it's definitely appropriate to be able to just throw an RP onto that.
Absolutely. It keeps the tier 2 alive, sends OG back.
And now Focus, he's got the item to be able to stand toe-to-toe versus the Sven. He's actually matching the farm of the Sven still because he does have, of course, the Empower, but he's already got Halberd. So now Sven, a lot less effective if he is going to stand toe-to-toe in the fight. And of course, they do have a Soul Bind, so double Halberd can come into play. Not really the best other targets to Halberd anyway, but yeah, just gotta throw that in there. Looking good so far for Brame. OG, looking to invade.
They're trying to get something done with this smoke, but Brame... Not easy heroes to catch, really. I mean, they have got sort of the hook shot into the follow-up, but they've got to be close by. In fact, over was the miss. Skylark is able to catch Thompson. Samson's going to try and come in, but Thompson's gone. Now they can look for more. The Soul Bind's out. Can OG really get a fight going here? Look at the Ice Blast down onto Skylark, but Skylark's tanky. He's easily able to step to the side.
They got to disengage.
And now they're heading over towards 7 no tower. OG have to split up as Brame won't quite be able to chase. Again, the ward stopping Wish from being able to get the blink off.
We've seen this.
Moves. OG just caught a little separated there.
And we've seen this so many times lately from just Zeus's. I think we were mentioning, like Thompson was mentioning, T-Governor was mentioning it on the panel, where this hero just is continuing to just get caught. He has no real way to just escape. Just dies to a shockwave and a skewer from the offlane.
And bottom, I mean, 7, they can't do anything about this lifesteal. You know, they can sort of have a bit of a poke at him, but Focus is really at no threat at all unless the Sven's around, and even then, if the hookshot's been used, a Rage TP, he's away from these heroes every single time. They can't kill him through the Rage.
I honestly think they're going to have to just wait for Soxa to have an Aghanims, for them to actually have a solution for the Lifestealer to maybe chain stun him down, because he's just got a free game on Focus. And speaking of Soxa...
He's looking pretty dead here.
Sure is.
Skylark with the skewer back. There's no escape. They'll try and hookshot out. They'll line up the shockwave, and they've got him. 18 so 5 now for Brame. Bottom lane. I mean, they're trying to poke up Focus. Focus has got backup coming in. Madara, he's going to put the concentrate, try and turn towards Skylark. Skylark's out to the side, though. As Skylark will Wish turns for the combo. Madara, they've got to get this man out of there. As Madara, he'll run. He has to leave this fight. He's got no place in this right now. As OG, they're going to be left without their carry for now. As Madara's had to split, they do still get the kill on Wish. They've lost 2 for
Did
this
he get hit by
OG.
Venom Ward?
Anything
Oh,
else.
he got hit by the Venom Ward when he was running away.
And Madara's still trying to go. But
He's gotta be
Focus,
careful.
he's going to get on top of Thompson. The Soul Bind's out. OG are trying to run. Sep has been able to finish off Stamanen. But Focus, the Rage is back up. He'll take down Thompson. He'll look towards Madara.
cleaning
Madara
up.
has got the backup of Saxa coming in. Skylark, he's been found in the trees. Is Seb. He's going to be able to take down another. Seb is slowly killing them here one by one. Triple kill. Spartan's also having to step back. Focus, he's the real problem though. Madara and Saxa, they're trying to deal with him. Seb has literally killed everybody
The AA
else.
blast. It hits him.
Focus. And they get him as well.
That's
Madara
the
is going to keep him alive. They've got him.
They got him.
I mean, OG, it works.
It
Seb
looks scary.
just slowly killing everybody. As it works, they break down Brame incredibly slowly, one by one. But it's too much. Brame, they weren't able to coordinate against that sort of play.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Wish tries to get another punch back, but now he's gonna get slowed down. He should be able. Okay, he's very tanky. And we did see the way that the Sven actually gets away. So what happened was Aeon Disc procced, so that the Soulbound only lasted like a quarter of a second, pretty much. Spartan TP's in,
Whoa!
but potentially to his
And
death.
he's got Wishes to man in here. Skylark also, I mean, they're all coming in again. They want round 2, Brame.
This is Veno's home. You don't want to go here. OG strike back, 2K lead. Big
He
fight
really
that they
is.
needed. Level 17 now on Sep.
I mean, he was just killing them all. He's running them down. They couldn't escape him.
I-
He just get
I wish
4 kills.
I wish I was actually like highlighting what happened to Wish, because I saw he got away when he only had the Veno ult actually on him, and he ticked down to 1 HP, and then I believe a Veno ward, he walked right into it and just got tapped and killed, which caused the whole snowball there for Seb to clean up. And now the Vessel will definitely pay off, as he is not only just finishes up a full Spirit Vessel after that fight, he's
super rich.
got a Sange as well on Seb. He is unbelievably rich now. That was exactly what they needed to come back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think next time around, they've got to find this Veno. Otherwise, that's going to happen every single time there.
Yeah, look at
They've
Wish,
got to
right?
deal with Seb.
He's got the Veno ult on him, but what's he? Yeah, look, I think he walks back into the Veno ward. He does.
Oh, no.
It did happen. I knew it happened.
Poor Wish after having such a good game. So that was the first time he's died there.
It is.
All it took was that little old Veno ward.
Great stuff from Seb. And now he's unbelievably tanky, as we said. Hood, Spirit Vessel, Sange, 2100 HP, no longer at risk of being comboed up from the tiny swell,
Is under attack.
as we've seen a few times. And they have BKB on the Sven. And as we did mention, Thompson having a survivability item, going for an Aeon Disc. Glad we actually see this, because I feel like so many times I saw these Zeuses not go for this, and then they just die because they don't have any type of escape. He also, of course, gets the shard, so he's got a little bit of a Mario hop away.
They're trying to go in towards the Roche, but already they've caught Spartan outside of it, OG. So,
Very typical
Brame,
place for Spartan to die.
I mean, Madara, he's ready to charge in.
He's going in.
He's run straight up to the high ground. He wants to fight this Madara. He's been halberded for now, pops the God Strength. He really wants to keep pushing on. There'll be a buyback from Spartan.
Nice
Quick
dodge.
jump, dodge the stun. They'll turn with the Soul Bind.
BKB.
Coming from Wish, but the BKB's out from Madara. Still wanting to push on with the fight with the remainder of the God Strength. They look towards Spartan. Spartan able to force over the cliff. As they retreat here for now, Brame.
It's a bit awkward
See,
right now.
Focus. He's trying to get back in on this. They've got the smoke Hiroji to try and reposition.
Their God Strength
Alright.
is starting to run out.
They're really trying to force this OG.
Wish.
Over to the side. Ice Blast is going to come down to the Wish. They've got the hook shot as well. Wish is gone. As OG takes out Wish, RP comes out onto the two of them. They'll get them down deep underneath the tower.
Nice
No
force.
doubt. Focus, fight Focus as Focus takes down the AA over towards Saxa. A shockwave here onto the three of them, but they've lost 2 Brame. As now, they've lost 3 Skylar. Again, they just can't deal with this constant damage being kicked out by Seb. It's just impossible to fight into. Focus, he's going to try. He's looking for Saxa, but Saxa's able to get the cogs off.
What's he doing?
Saxa's going to live.
He's in
Focus's
trouble.
range comes to an end. They're going to buy back to try and get over and help Focus, but Madara, Seb, they've got the damage. Focus, he's trying to lifesteal up, but the damage from Seb is too much. Focus goes down. Madara hiding in the trees here is just going to go straight for the TP out. As once again, OG just proving to be impossible for Brame to fight into, for all the earlier moves that Brame was making around the map when it's coming to these team fights. It's just too much from OG.
They crumbled under the pressure there. The constant poke, really, for the Venomancer coming out extremely successful. And they don't let Wish play his game. That's the important thing. He's trying to blink onto these targets, but now they're getting too tanky, and he can't actually get through the blanket of all these Veno wards. And I believe, what, do we have the AA shard yet? Not yet, but that's going to be another element that they have to deal with that's going to be super annoying soon to stop these blink daggers on top of everything. OG have really found their footing in these last few minutes. 7k gold lead, rallied around the Veno.
Oh, they really have. It's just, like, how do you kill the Veno? Like, you need to kill the Veno at the start of the fight, but it's seeming pretty impossible.
Oh, no, no, Wish again.
They get the catch. Ice Bar's coming in. That's Wish gone.
7-0
making all the
to
moves now.
7-3. Yeah. Time and time again being found. Spartan. Ooh, very aggressive from Thompson. Won't quite be able to get him, but push them away from the triangle again. Get their successful wards. Blanket the area, and then secure the Roche. Starting to look hard now for Brame.
It really is. Down 7k. The Sages will be OGs, and we see there, you know, for what was sort of a balanced early game, good XP gain as well, as we saw because of the kills that Brame were finding. When it came to those last few fights, I mean, obviously all kicking off down at the bottom one where Seb cleans up with sort of an ultra kill. It's gone all downhill from there for Brame. They've got to try and find their footing, but it's so hard now with just how much of a boost some of these heroes have. This Seb Veno, second highest net worth. It's just, it seems far too much for them to deal with. I don't know how they're going to be able to stop him doing what he's done the last 2 times in the team fights.
I don't either. Wish's game has just completely stopped being able to do pretty much anything. Everyone is too tanky for him to actually go on. He can only catch the AA, and No-Tail is way too far back inside of the fights. His whole progression has just stopped. And now Clockwork has the agonies that we mentioned. So they have multiple different solutions for the Rage Lifestealer, multiple different ways to bail out their teammates if they overcommit. And OG starting the taunts. After such a strong early game, all collapses just from that one fight inside the jungle.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It's hard when you have to rely on blink daggers versus Veno Zeus. Really is so difficult.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
OG just taking these objectives, and you know, Brame just trying to sort of figure out what the next best move is going to be. They have got Skadi finished, BKB finished on the 2 cores.
They do.
And they do still have that team fight. You know, they are going to have the high ground if they can get these big RPs, get them under the tier 4s, maybe they'll have the setup, but they've got to be pretty huge ones. And as we're seeing with OG's heroes, that a lot of these fights have been spent very split up at quite a distance. It's not going to be easy for Brame to ever really jump multiple heroes.
And OG's team fight is very strong. If Brame doesn't land it on multiple different heroes, like OG's, the long-lasting team fight will just be a win. Even though they rely on God Strength, they have Venomancer, who's level 20. So the Plague Wards, we already saw so many of them blanketed around, has the talent now on top 2. Very potent. And he's going for a Hex. He's going to have it pretty early on, so lots of different forms of disable, and almost the top 3 net worth in the game. The Tiny's farm, as we mentioned, Wish, after such a strong start, has just completely stagnated. Can't really find many places to farm outside the base. The 3 of them bottom trying to just farm in the safest place possible, which is the enemy side at the moment because of how OG's playing.
OG, very much ready to go for the high ground here. Yeah, instantly got strength from Madara.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He's ready to push. Ready to see what Brame's able to pull out in his defense. As Skylark. They've got to try and get him out of this. They're going to turn over towards Saxa. We'll get tossed underneath the tier 4s. Another hook shot though. Saxa, he's back out to safety. Saxa's away. They'll turn towards Madara. Madara, he has got that Aegis, so he's going to be ready for round 2. No God Strength, of course, though, on the way back up here for him.
They got an RP.
So they can take him down. They have the control. They'll get him deep up to the high ground, but Madara's got the BKB. Even without the God Strength, he's more than happy to punch back. Will now start to step away throughout the remainder of the BKB.
Stolman in. Has to go all the way back to base and may still die. Okay, Spirit Vessel does end. But they get forced away from that Veno ult. Seb just covering it just in case there because he was a little worried for Madara getting skewered under, but they will be able to back away. And that's the RP forced. So now they can just chill out for a moment here on the side of OG. Even though they don't have their ults, they know that RP is that big function for Brame to actually catch people, and now they don't have it. So chill out, go farm the map. Should be in a good spot now here. Brame just stuck inside their base, and there's ward coverage all outside the base too, as we see. Right up top, right in the mid lane as well too, so anybody who steps outside, it's spotted immediately from OG to set up. Spartan.
Brame, they're stepping out here.
trying to
Spartan,
sneak.
Skylark, and Wish.
It's just the Venom wards everywhere.
Yeah, it's so hard to get in.
He can't get past.
No, the nature of the Veno
see
definitely
them.
causing a lot of struggles here for Brame.
They see Spartan. Not gonna go for him though. Now Madara is quite massive. Satanic also finished on top. Hook shot. Does not quite connect.
Yeah, and we see this as well from Wish. I mean, this is what he does have to do, right, against these wards, so he can try and sneak in and get a blink off.
I don't know what the other option would be. Like as we said, his game stopped 10 minutes ago. He was having a perfect game and then just unable to do much of anything because of, just that matchup. Madara.
Right.
Oh, he gets the BKB off.
He does, and Skylark still managed to get the skew off in time. Saxes in with the control onto Spartan. Spartan will die. See Focus trying to get in on this. Has to use the rage to simply get back. There's Madara pushing on. It's tier 3 gone. Racks are exposed.
They might have to do some toss-back skewer shenanigans into the fountain at this point. But it's so hard
Big
versus
fun
Venom.
Wish.
Oh, they're trying for it.
He gets hexed immediately. Seb's got the hex done. Jumps in, gets hexed by Seb. That's Wish gone, and that's the barracks down as well on the bottom lane. They're ready to keep pushing out. Oh,
the RP?
Skylark. Gets the RP here, gets them underneath the tower, but is there any follow-up? Madara taking heavy hits in from the tier 4s. It's enough to bring it down. They take down Madara, over towards Seb. Seb's trying for the TP out, but they've got the damage. Brame, they'll hold on here as Skylark's able to come in with the big plays, finds the 3-man RP under the tier 4 and secures them the 2 core kills. Brame will hold on.
Saw an opportunity, takes it immediately. Does get the 2 cores. Does cost them the buybacks, but at least able to slow down that onslaught of OG. Now they maybe can get outside the map, it's still limited vision for them, and still quite scary. They were trying the toss back. I saw the way they positioned themselves. That's why Wish blinked in. We saw I saw where the Magnus was positioned. He was ready to go for like a base skewer play, but yeah, the instant hex, they did not expect that coming up from the Veno, who also has a psychic headband, so these hexes will come from a distance.
Yeah, it's going to make it much harder for, Wish as we saw, and of course Skylark as well. Well, one of these two jumping in is going to get caught pretty much instantly every time there by Seb.
Focus does get a good injection of gold, though, that he did need. Level 22 now, after having the Scotty finished up.
And I get the tower. More gold, continue to flow back in for Brame.
I'm so strong, guys. I'm so strong, guys. I'm so strong.
I'm gonna keep saying that. I think that's my favorite one. I just love that. I'm so strong, guys. I don't know why. It just really amuses me. Spartan. Oh, pretty cheeky play here. Jetpack.
He's out of the map.
He's soaring over the haters.
Look at him go. Wait, what? It's just out.
It's the new Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's even like Sox is laughing. A rare thing that you don't see, by the way. Usually he doesn't show that much emotion, but. Spartan, I think Spartan was still looking for him. He's like, what the hell just happened?
I mean, I think he was. I think, honestly, because it's one of those things, because you imagine the jetpack's sort of tied to constantly having to move, but it constantly propels you forward, like the sun rays. So you can, of course, TP while sort of just letting the jetpack drift you onwards, yeah.
It's the first time I've seen somebody actually do that, though.
Yeah, I've never seen someone do that, but yeah, it makes sense, of course, if it does work that same way as when you start moving in with the sunray.
And we see the Nullifier is finished up for Lifestealer, so these pesky 4-staffs that have been saving some people will be great, and also versus that Aeon disc of the Zeus, if he's able to get on top of him, that'll be very effective.
That's going to be nice, and against the Warcry, right?
Yeah, the Warcry too, that's actually true, that's a big one. Yep.
Yeah.
Constantly does apply, even through BKB, important thing. That Dispel.
OG, getting closer to getting ready for another high ground attempt here.
And I just want to clarify, of course, if the Nullifier is pre-BKB, of course, that's what I mean.
For sure, yeah, you can't cast it through it, yeah.
Up to the high ground, Zara. Has the Orbit Destruction too that we didn't point out, so Siege is a little bit easier. An instant hex!
Hey, there it is! And now with the Ice Bars coming in, they're ready for the turnaround. They're taking down Skylark. Focus trying to back away, but the first hook shot comes in here from Saxa.
Focus.
They're trying to toss him back to safety as Wish comes in. We'll be able to toss Focus back far enough that OG won't be able to continue to chase him. Thompson still finds Spartan though with the Thunderbolt. There's OG, they got the space here. They'll take a second set.
Dude, this Hex is paying off massive dividends for Seb. Just instantly hexing
Seb's
the
just too
RPs.
farmed.
Yeah.
Mid lane as well.
They don't have two heroes.
They have no
They have to
buybacks.
just watch.
See what they can do. Can they do anything to get them away? I mean, Wish is
trying.
They're in. Focus. They get the control onto Madara. Madara forced out to the side. Focus wants to chase, but he can't stay on top of him as he loses Wish. Wish out for 90. No buyback on him as they'll be pushed all the way back to the fountain. OG, they can find the Megas as they'll have Skylar back up in a second. Maybe they'll try one final fight here, Brame. I mean, everything on the line, of course, in these best of ones. They'll fight to the end, but they are going to be playing up against the Mega Creeps now.
They fought so hard in the early game. It was such good early movements from Brame, but did not respect the Venomancer around that around that bottom jungle area. Seb really just took over the game after that. Yeah, Madara tips in as well. Yeah, very appropriate.
Yeah, this Veno is. I mean, we saw just what with the draft as well, right? They were able to set up the game to just be a perfect one here for Seb. You know, the only real issue being that the rage of the lifestealer, but even then, with the farm that Seb's got, it doesn't matter because even during that rage, you're never going to get anywhere close to killing Seb right now.
Yeah, the double reliant blink daggers from mid and off lane. Yeah, that's where Veno just thrives. Absolutely. It's now the Roche. Next thing on the menu. Quickly dies. Don't even have to use the God Strength. Up to level 25 now on Madara as well.
Well, it's all going to come down to some sort of RP tosses into the fountain. They do find Saxa.
Good chunk of gold.
Something here. Well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm go. Yeah, take the skewer range. Good stuff.
Oh
Skylar.
yeah, for sure.
You need these.
Yeah.
You're just gonna
get him. You got to get him in the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
You've got you know, and this is somewhere that OG has liked before. So you know, we'll see if they can get them into the fountain.
OG gets blessed on their lineup there. They get the Timeless Relic, the Flicker, and the Spout Prism. In my opinion, the 3 best tier 4 items that you can get.
Saxa's going to buy back as well. He's done with this one.
Yeah.
He wants to close it up here.
They got Mega Creeps coming in.
Yeah.
Brame cannot hold the Mega Creeps. Only one of their heroes can actually deal with it nicely. His Wish, he's got Shadow Blade. See if they can get some huge tossbacks into Fountain, because they're going to need a couple of them to even have
That's what it's going to be. I mean, which hero do you toss back and get in the fountain to totally break up the fight for OG? Like, who's the biggest value fountain?
Sven doesn't have Aegis. You go for the Sven.
They get the Sven in.
But he gets what? Wish?
Oh, they need Wish to be ready to jump.
Means you can't move. The Vortex, dude, AA Shard Vortex plus Veno wards, like, you can't play. Your blinkers just cannot play.
You might as well just sell your blink. It's just, good luck blinking.
Focus.
Focus.
Goodness.
Oh, he's got a rage. They've got the Ice Blast coming over. Watching Madara. Wish again, he just can't get in. He can't get in on this, and he's been hexed. Wish. I put the fortification. Shaman able to get back into the fountain in time. Wish having to put the BKB to get back. So with the hook shot in onto Focus. Focus forced out to the side. Trying to get in on top of Seb. Madara just looking at trying to focus closing the game. Skylark trying to pull in towards the fountain here. Thompson. A few impetuses. Thompson will go down the once. That's the Aegis gone. See Focus. Still standing on top of Madara here. He's into the creeps. Madara looks up towards Wish. Wish has been caught, and Wish does not have buyback. The Ice Blast is coming in onto Shamanan and onto Spartan. Spartan's going to get the skewer onto Madara. Some heavy hits here from the fountain, but it's not enough. Madara is able to step out of the fountain. The Ancient is falling as OG will take this best of one. They get the win here against Brame. As well, the second half, when it came to the team fight and the synergy, it was all there for OG this game. Some really nice early moves from Brame, but it wasn't enough. This game slipped out of control very fast. As the Seb Veno, it was just too disgusting for them to deal with. They could not deal with the Venomancer at all. And
they honestly played these first 16 minutes quite perfectly. Like, Wish getting control of every single rune, playing super aggressive, but yeah, one mistake around that fight bottom. Seb, I swear to God, he got like 3,800 gold or something.